plushies. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Me and my new best friend. It's cold. Hi, my name is Meg. Welcome to my plush factory. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining me again. And if you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to join the family so that you can keep up with all my market vlogs, market prep videos, and all of those different things. And make sure you like this video. It really helps me out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's get into it. Good morning. Happy market day. Day one of the market weekend. I am on my way right now to go grab my sister. And actually, I'm on my way to go get coffee. That's the most important thing because I am so tired. It's 6:15 a.m. I'm on my way to go get coffee for us and then go pick up my sister, and we're gonna head to the market. The market today is at a mall. This will be the first mall market I've ever done. We'll see how it goes. I'm curious to see what it's gonna be like. So here we go. It's cold. Hash browns there. Woo! That is strong today. Oh, we look too alike for comfort right now. Twins! I really wish we had the logo because then it would be like, at least like not like we're in a cult. For reference, she used to be blonde. Oh, this is my sister. She used to be blonde. She is no longer blonde. And now we have the same hair color, and our whole lives we've been told we look like twins. I mean, you look different than I do, but you're wearing your glasses, so we at least have that to tell us apart. Can't see, so I don't know. All right, we gotta go. All right, somebody asked me to show the transaction log that I have, so I'm going to show you guys the different categories and how I keep track of all my sales during the day. So I just put the time of the sale and then the payment type because that helps me keep track later of like my Square fees, and I also accept Venmo, so that makes it a little bit easier. What item it was that sold. I try to be good about putting like colors and stuff, but if it gets busy, I tend to fall short on that a lot. How many? And then I just have a spot for initials in case I walk away or something for any reason, then whoever made the sale can put that down. So if I have questions about it, I know who to ask. And then notes, I usually actually in the notes section, I usually put the price of the item. So I want to change that actually to price, but yeah, those are the sections. Working on a cow. My face in there. I need to get I want to get a little baby microphone.
Yeah, that would be great.
For my vloggies.
Like a little one like this?
Little baby vloggy microphone.
Oh, I was thinking you could just clip yourself because then you could record interactions.
Yeah, but I don't really want people asking me why I have a mic on me.
True. True that.
It's 11:14. So far we've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sales. So I've made back my vendor fees. So everything from here is profit. And I got myself a little cookie butter coffee. We got coffee on coffee on coffee here. I had to mix it to get any of the flavor.
Swirly swirl.
Yeah. Do you want to be in the vlog or no?
No, that's okay.
It's funny, the last video, I saw just glimpses, sides of Nick, but it was mostly you and Mom.
I'm gonna wear him down.
You can put my voice in. I don't want to listen. At least not my face. You can put the rest of my body.
It's 12:45. Morale is low. Traffic is pretty slow, but tomorrow is another day. We still have a couple hours left. 3.5 to be exact. So we'll see how it goes. This is our new vlog position. Love that for us. All right, how we doing? So it's like 1:30 right now, and it's still pretty slow. We picked up a tiny bit, but
yeah, I mean, it's slow that when you get 2 sales in a row, you're like, oh my god,
and
it's picking up. You should update the people.
Yeah. There's always tomorrow. Maybe it'll just miraculously be like a super busy Sunday. We'll see. Good morning. It's 7 o'clock on Sunday, and I'm headed back to the mall, back to the market. I'm I'm about to pick up my mom. My mom's coming with me today. Got all the plushies in the back. The tables and everything are still at the venue, and it should be a pretty easy day. It's raining. It rained all day yesterday, raining again today. I haven't checked the forecast, but oh my gosh, sorry, my shaky camera. That's the update for right now. Yesterday did not go so well, so hopefully today's gonna go a little better. Supposedly we are going to be able to move our spot. I think part of the reason maybe that we didn't do so great yesterday was because our spot was not amazing, and the event coordinator told us that we can move today. So we're gonna get there and we're gonna go spot shopping, I guess, and hopefully get a little bit of a better spot today. So on my way to pick up my mom, then we're gonna grab some coffee and head there, and I will show you guys where we end up in our new spot. Just waiting for my mother. Told her I'd be here at 7:20, and she's not out yet. She didn't answer my text or my phone call. Where are you, mother? Good thing we're early. There she is. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
I'm so glad I had 20 extra minutes to get ready.
Yeah, I was gonna pick her up at 7, but I said, no, you get to sleep in, princess.
Oh, I was already up. But obviously, clearly it's a good thing I had an extra 20 minutes, because 20 minutes ago I wasn't ready.
That's okay. All right, we're going to get coffee. I didn't tell her that yet. Me and my new best friend. Whew. It has been a very long day. A very nice gentleman let us borrow his cart, and I am so grateful for that, because I am tired. My arms are jello right now. I feel like I look like how I feel right now, which is run down. Hi guys. So I don't remember how much I actually introduced this vlog, so I'm gonna just do a brief rundown of the entire market, just in case I didn't do it before. So this was my first 2-day market of the year. This market took place at a mall, actually, and this is the first time I've ever done a craft fair at a mall, and I have some thoughts on that I will for sure share with you guys in a moment. But the market was Saturday and Sunday. Saturday it was from 10 to 4, and Sunday it was from 11 to 4. So 2 decently long days, and I left at 6:30 on Saturday, and I left at about 7:30 today. Today is Sunday. We literally just got home, hence why I'm exhausted. My spot on the first day was not the best, so I'll put a clip in for you guys so you can see. I was all the way at the end of the mall. So this mall is like basically just one long stretch, almost like a U actually. So it was like one long stretch with like 2 little arms, and I was all the way at one end just before the little arm. So the craft fair was all throughout the mall, but you really had to be looking at every single booth in order to make it to my section. And I talked to a couple of the other vendors that were over where I was, and we all kind of agreed that it wasn't the best traffic down there. But I don't know if that was fully due to the spot that I was in, or if it was just that there wasn't that much traffic at this event. It also could have just been not really my demographic. It kind of just seemed like either people were not really there to shop, or honestly I think a lot of the people that were there happened to be at the mall and saw that there was a craft fair and were looking, but they weren't really planning on going to a craft fair that day, if that makes sense. So it was a pretty slow weekend overall, but I did make my vendor fee back, and I did okay, so I can't complain overall. So day 1, that was our spot, and then the event coordinator at the end of day 1 came over to us and said, come tomorrow morning and find me and we'll see if we can get you a better spot. A lot of the people that showed up on Saturday were not planning on coming back on Sunday, so he knew there was going to be some spots free, so he was like, come find me and we'll get you a better spot. So this morning we went a little bit early and we shopped around and we found a little bit better of a spot. There was like a big main food court in the center of this mall, and then on day 2 today I ended up sort of like just off of like the main cafe area where there was a band playing in the Easter Bunny and like the kind of the big hub of the mall was. I ended up like just slightly off from that, so I think that overall I was more visible there and people didn't have to go out of their way as much to see my stuff. I also had a lot of people, I think we were closer to one of the more common entrances today. So we were kind of like all the way on the opposite end. Actually, my mom and I lugged like all of my tables and everything from one end of the mall all the way to the other end of the mall. So definitely got my workout in this weekend for sure. But I think that a lot more people were entering from the end that we were on today. And so a lot of people came in, looked at my stuff, walked away, went through the rest of the craft fair, and then eventually came back and bought something from me. I got a lot of my sales that way. So that was nice. They saw things, kept it in mind, went through the whole craft fair, and then ended up deciding to purchase from me, which is amazing. That's always a great feeling when someone comes back for something. Yeah, in terms of just overall traffic, I think it was just kind of slow. And I talked to some people who had been at previous markets at this venue, and they said that they've done really well before. I know that this mall does a holiday craft fair in December, and some people said that they had really good luck there. I think just because people tend to be more in the gift shopping mood during that time of year, so it might be something that it just wasn't the right season for it. Also, not a lot of people have disposable income to buy things right now. I think that that's a serious consideration for the sort of business that I'm in. I make stuffed animals, and there's not really a distinct need for stuffed animals. I mean, you need them to brighten up your life, but you don't need them. They're not a necessity, and a lot of people are not able to purchase things that aren't necessities right now, which I totally understand. So that I think is just impacting things overall. So that's kind of the general overview. Now I will get into a little bit of what sold. I'm not going to go through every single item, but I will tell you kind of some standouts of the day, and then I'll tell you the total that I sold. So at this market on Saturday, the first sale I made this whole market actually was my pink dinosaur. I don't think I ever showed it on this channel, but it was like a pink, I think it's a brontosaurus. What's the one with the tall neck, the long neck? Brontosaurus, maybe? Not Triceratops, not T-Rex, Brontosaurus or Brachiosaurus. It was one of those, the one with the tall neck. Anyways, I sold that, which was awesome because I only made the one of those because it was just different than the other like chubby dinos that I have, and those are a little bit quicker to make, so I made a bunch of those and I only made one of this. So it was kind of just an odd one out on my booth, and I don't love that when it's a smaller item and it doesn't have any buddies. It just sort of feels off to me. I don't like to have that, so I was really happy that that ended up selling right away. It was like the first sale of the day to this little girl, so that was fun. And then every market, let me know if this happens to you guys. I feel like every market has like the thing that's like the standout item from that market. It's like always random, like it's never like the same item, which is kind of funny. For this market, it was frogs. I sold almost all of my frogs at this market, so that's awesome. That's never been a thing for me before. I have always had frogs and they have never really sold that well, but this market I sold, let me count how many frogs I sold. I sold 5 frogs at this market. So, you know, I mean, that's not like an insane number or anything, but I overall didn't really have that many sales. I mean, my sales fit on 1.5 sheets of paper, so 5 frogs, that's pretty good number of frogs. So that's cool. That was like the standout item of the day. The gummy bears did really well again. I think that that's just an awesome little $5 item, you know, for kids, for parents to say like, you have $5 to spend today, and they're able to get something, and it's cute, like it's recognizable and it's cute, and it's only $5. So I'm definitely going to be continuing to stock those. I can't keep them in stock. I can't make them as fast as I've been selling them. I actually made a couple today while I was sitting there at the market, so those are great. Another thing about this market, there were a lot of other crochet vendors, and unfortunately we were all really close to each other. I felt so bad for just like all of us. It's just really a no-win situation. I was directly across from another crochet vendor, and not even like different stuff. She had chickens, she had bees, she had axolotls. We used sort of different colors. I have the more like pastel, like bright colors, and she had more of like the mustard green, bees, and like, I guess the chickens are chickens, but she had 2 different sized chickens. So I was like, that's a bummer. So there was the one directly across from me, and then 2 other crochet vendors in that same hallway. So I was like, geez, we couldn't have been spread out at least a little bit, but it was okay. It is what it is. It just stinks when that's not a consideration that's made. I think that it could have been displaced a little bit more. Like, you know, if one of us was at least a little bit further down. It was just, it's not great when you have 2 that are like directly across from each other. So yeah, that was just another kind of bummer thing about this event. But luckily on the second day, I think actually a lot of the crochet people that were there only were there for Saturday. So Sunday when I came back, I think there was only like 1 or 2 other people, and they were definitely like far away from me. So that was good. At least we were all kind of like spread out today. I again sold both of the pigs. I need to make more pigs because every market that I've had the pigs, I've had 2, and the first one sells like pretty much right away, and then the second one sells because some little kid is like, I need to rescue this pig. It was the same exact situation as last week where this little girl was like determined to rescue this pig because it was by itself. So I love that. I mean, maybe I don't need to make more. Maybe I'll just keep making 2 and then I'll have 1. Maybe that's a good sales tactic. Just have 1 so that people feel bad for it. Anyways, so that was day 1. End of day 1, I was at $269 total, which you guys know I hate the odd numbers. Wish it was an even number, but $269. And then day 2, we came back. We moved all our stuff from one end of the mall to the other end of the mall. And day 2, I did around the same. So day 1 was $269, and day 2, I made $281. So literally like $12 more on day 2. That's kind of funny. Day 2 though was fun because a couple really special items sold today. So I sold my bunny snuggler to this really sweet woman. She said that she saw it on her way through the first time and then she came back for it. It was really sweet. She knew exactly what she wanted. She went right over to it and she was like, I want this please. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I sold that. Then I also sold my unicorn today, my Nicole Chase pattern unicorn. So I'm excited because that means I get to make another one of those. Same with the bunny snuggler. I had 2 of those and I sold them both back-to-back weekends. So definitely gonna be making more of those. And the unicorn is just so fun and sweet. I loved that unicorn. So I'm really happy that it went to a very sweet little girl. Yeah. And then the rest of the day was very slow today. I would say traffic wise, it was just slower in general today, which makes sense to me. I feel like Sundays I typically expect to be slower, but because I sold 2 of those like bigger ticket, and then I sold a couple of loaf cats today as well. So because I sold some of those more expensive items, the total ended up being around the same. Yeah, so my total at the end of the day was, I have to do math. $550. So I sold $550 total over 2 days. I made back my vendor fee, which we know that as soon as you make back your vendor fee, it's like everything else is in the green from there and I can die happy. But just for the fact that it was about a 45-minute drive and it was 2 kind of long days, you kind of hope to make just a bit more than that to make it worth the time sitting there. But I have no regrets. It's still $550 that I didn't have before. So, or I guess $490 that I didn't have before, because if you take out the vendor fee. Yeah, so that was the experience at this market. I am not sure if I would go back to another event at this venue. I've been thinking about it. I think probably if I can't find an event for that week in December that they are doing it, then I may think about going back here. If there's no other events that are like in my area, it's something I would consider, but probably only if I'm not able to find another event. Yeah, so kind of jury's still out on that, but overall, not a negative other than the fact that I am purely exhausted, but I think that would probably be the case regardless, just because 2-day markets are no joke. If you guys have ever done a 2-day market, or honestly even a 1-day market, 1-day markets are no joke, but having 2 back-to-back days of lugging stuff and unpacking things, it's very tiring. And the social interaction as well. I'm definitely an introvert, so having that much social interaction definitely wears me down, but I love it. I love talking to people and getting to interact with people and see their live reactions to the things that I've created. It's really sweet. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say right now, so I can go edit this video and get it posted and then go to bed. That's my plan. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave me a comment down below letting me know what you thought of this video. If you're not subscribed already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you here. Yeah, bye.